Hey guys, I'm back with another fitness video. So really want to thank you. You liked that video of mine, the previous video which I talked about was pretty motivational in terms of do what you want, do follow your passion. So I'll keep doing such videos for you to follow that lead. So probably my next video around motivation would be around how can you actually get into the fitness industry? What are the certification courses that you can follow, or what can you do if you're aspiring to be a fitness model? How can you become a fitness model in India? If you want to become a fitness model in India, what are the aspiring opportunities for you to make a living out of it? So on and so forth. So I'll keep talking about these things because guys, I really want to help you with your fitness. I really want you to have fitness as a career, because it's not as bad as people make it to be. So just keep watching out for this space on that. So what are we talking about today? So if I'm not wrong, usually I get about good 10 questions on this in my inbox about rice and rotis. People asking me, people like you, from young teenagers to men asking me that, Tarun, what do I take? My goal is to lose fat or muscle mass, but being from the Indian construct, being from the Indian family, you're exposed or you're bound to have certain food items. And what are those two food items? Rice and rotis, the staple Indian food. Now the question comes that are they going to help you with your fitness goal, or are they're detrimental to your fitness goal, or they're not going to help you at all? So in this video I'll be covering that. I had also done a video about a few weeks ago on the Indian food, how unhealthy it can get if it's made with a lot of butter, ghee and stuff. So you may want to check that out too. This is in continuation to that. We're only going to be sticking to rice and rotis. Now let's talk about rice and roti together. So I'll tell you the nutritional value of both, starting with that, and what works on certain people, what has worked for my clients and what has worked for me. Basis that, you take a call how you want to manipulate the two. So rice, if you were to put like a cup, white rice or brown rice, has about close to about 250 odd grams of calories, which includes primarily about 70 to 80% are carbs, which is between about 40 to 50 odd carbs, plus about 1 to 2 grams of fat and 2 to 3 grams of protein. Whereas roti, on the other hand, it has almost the same grams of carbs, but little higher on the protein side, about 3 to 4 grams of protein, and plus little also because it's made from wheat flour, it's going to have 2 to 3 grams of extra fat as well. Plus rotis are also loaded with fibers because of the whole wheat being used there. Now if you let's talk from goals perspective. Now what if your goal is to lose fat? Doctor must have told you, nutritionist must have told you, hey, avoid roti, avoid rice, avoid this, avoid that. I'll tell you my experience with it and how you want to integrate that experience in your lifestyle. So I strongly believe, and you must have heard me talk about it, there is nothing wrong with roti or rice both. It's just about timing of it. Now, but we Indians are in a habit of having roti or rice in the night, or probably at a time when we actually don't need that energy. Now that's where the problem starts. If you're a young guy or a woman or whosoever who's trying to lose weight or trying to get muscular or looking for an aesthetic goal, remember there are only two things you need to remember when it comes to having rice or roti. If you're planning a workout in the next hour or two, you can actually have rice about an hour back, because they're a little faster digesting, so it'll help you with your workout. Post workout, you can also have like roti because they're slower digestion. So you can take and you can manipulate the two. There is no hard and fast rule, you gotta have slow or fast, so you can manipulate the two. However, there are different school of thoughts claiming two different things, but this has been entirely my experience. So you got to utilize those two pre and post workout windows when it comes to having rice or roti. Now the standard question comes, won't rice make us fat? It won't. Rice, especially, how can something which is boiled can make you fat? Now go back and look at people in South India. They only eat South Indian food, and I'm telling you, 70 to 80% South Indian people I meet, I love them. I find them very genetically lean. They hardly put on any mass or hardly put on any fat, but they eat only rice. They eat rice all through the day, but they're not fat. Why? Because it's their staple, it's something that they've grown up with. Similarly, people in North India have grown up with rotis. So if you were to have rotis on a daily basis, you will never put on fat or you'll never put on weight. But the problem will come if you're trying to have that aesthetic goal in mind, you got to understand that you cannot have roti at every hour. You cannot have roti in the dinner, for a simple fact, if you're just about to go off to sleep, what do you need that extra energy for? But the dynamics change if you've had a workout half an hour, 45 minutes before, like say at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and obviously you need carbs. Now it's the time for you to have like 1 or 2 rotis or rice, whichever one you want to go with. My take has always been my body as an endomorph adjusts to rice really well. For some reason, I don't adjust, I somehow put on or get bloated with when I take rotis, any roti, bajre ki roti, wheat roti, whatever roti. On the other hand, rice suits really well. But the only problem with rice is the moment you take it, you're hungry back again after 45 minutes, which I believe is a good thing, because that's a sign that it has digested, it has metabolized, so you're craving for more. So my suggestion to you is stick to rice and see how that goes for you. And you can take both brown and white rice, so don't have to complicate things here and there. If you're a guy gunning for to pack on muscle, rice again is your best friend. 60 to 70% of your diet should come from rice or any complex carbs. If you're an endomorph like me, whose struggle has been to put on weight or lose weight easily, you can still take your carbs, before and after your workout. Mesomorph rules it's the same, whatever goal that they're gunning for, because they're genetically blessed, they can have it either pre, post, or in their breakfast, whatever. So these are some of the things that I feel as an endomorph or as a person who is experienced with rice and roti. People just complicate it. So I would urge you, do not listen to those people. I would urge you, try it on yourself, see what works for you, because I can only directionally guide you. You, on the other hand, once you start taking rotis, for example, if you're a student, studying somewhere in res is a Stevens term, which we call it people who are living in hostels, still in that mode at times, right? If you're a guy who's living in a hostel, the only option you got is rice and roti. You can't avoid it. I can't ask you to have salads. Obviously, that won't make sense, and also it's not sustainable. Similarly, if you're a working professional, who has a 9-to-5 job, you got to have roti or rice. There is no escaping to that. As an Indian, there is no escaping to that. You can stick to salads, you can stick to certain boiled food at once in a while, but it's not sustainable. So guys, do take a call. Do not try to eliminate both these items. Just see what works for you. So I hope this video helps you. Any one of you have any questions around rice or rotis, I would urge you to go on tarungillfitness.com/discussion and put up a question there. I usually do reply there, but if you are one of those lazy kinds, you can also reach out to me through my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and I'll be very happy to help you with your fitness goals. So until we meet again, peace.